Welcome to the Third Gen Workshop channel. If you have a moment and you like our videos, please hit that subscribe button down in the bottom right hand corner. Today we are going to go over prepping our flatbed trailer for powder coating, new LED lights, accessories and components, and a new wiring harness. Let's get started. Let me bring you up to date with what I've already done that I don't have video for. All of the new steel that you see here has been welded in by a local trailer shop. I can weld, but I'm not a great welder, so I had somebody do that. And I'm in the process of test fitting and putting in all the various components that's going to go on the trailer. So I wanted to take advantage of this huge deck in the front of my car trailer so I could mount some stuff up. So what we've done to date is we have mounted and got all the holes drilled for my my trailer box. We have the battery box mounted. I have installed a plug, so when I want to charge the battery, I have space in here for a charger. So I can charge the battery when it's in here. Obviously you take it out in the winter time, but so onboard charging. We've got a set of 4 switches mounted behind the battery box, so it's a little bit of protection. And then I've got a Harbor Freight Badlands 12,000 pound wench. So I've got the plate that you would normally put on a vehicle bolted in. And then I've got the winch bolted in. Obviously I don't have the other components on here yet because it's just test fitted. Installing cable guides. These are normally used on boats for, on the bow of the boat, but they're good for cable guides. Putting one down here, and then I'm putting one all the way back at the end of the trailer where it's just sticking up, so the cable will run on it, but it won't impede the car, whenever I'm winching up onto the trailer, or driving it for that matter. This is a Harbor Freight trailer spare tire mount. That has been test fitted and holes drilled so I can mount it on, so the spare tire will be mounted up. We're going to install at least 4, if not 6 of these LED floodlights. There's the battery charger that will go in the battery box once it's done. The winch will be battery powered only. The battery will be set up to charge off of the truck power, off the alternator when it's hooked up. But don't use a trailer every day, so there's also the charger that we're putting on. We're going with electric brakes on both axles, all 4 wheels. So there's your electric brake controller in your battery in case something goes wrong. Installing our LED license plate mount. There's a fusible link for all this that they'll be running off the switches. We're going to install 8 LED side markers, yellows, and we're going to install 7 red. 5 of them are on the very back of the trailer, and then 2 on the sides, and then we'll have 4 LED yellow ones on each side. I have 4 of these LED lights, a little bit hard to see. Nice and thin. These are actually going to be mounted underneath the trailer in all 4 corners. These will do 2 things. These will be on at night, when the running lights are on. I don't know about you, I've been pulling trailers a long time. The longer it is, the darker it is, heavy traffic. Sometimes it's hard to see the corners of your trailer. So these white LED lights are going to be on 2 mounted on the rear, the corners, and 2 mounted up at the front corners. Give it a little bit of an underglow. They'll do a couple things. Let me see, the trailer. The white will let me see the trailer in the mirrors. The other thing it will do is it'll light up the ground when you're backing up, so you can see, you know, where your tires are, if you're going to be running over anything, you know, loose gravel, you know, glass, whatever. So we're going to install those. These are my new turn, brake, and reverse lights, and these are the side markers that go in there. So I had the trailer shop weld on these new rear brake mounts. So it's got a side marker and it's got the rear. And I opted to go with these because they have the white backup lights. So just more between these and these, we will have a nice array of rear lights when you turn on, when you put the truck in park or in reverse to back up. So you'll be able to see really well at night. It's a good idea when you're putting these in to build yourself a template. So what I've done is I've taken this light, taken the cover off it, and using a piece of acrylic. These lights are 4 inches long, so I cut a piece of 6-inch acrylic, and my trailer is 4 inches thick between the top and bottom rail on my beam here. So what I've done is I took the light, I found my center, marked my 4 inches, marked my center section at 2 inches, and then I took my light and I cut in the holes for where they mount, and then I cut in another hole for where the wire comes through. Beyond just the template, I also have this, which is my template that I used for the right side of the trailer. This shows me my tongue, this shows me my trailer, every place that I have a light based on you know, the tie down locations, and then the rear end I don't have on here because I haven't done anything with it yet. But the nice thing is this will let me know all of my points on the driver's side where I need to put my holes, so everything mounts up, you know, symmetrically in the same spot. So on the tongue, I'm 13 inches from this corner to center for my template. So we're going to measure 13 inches to the center, and because this whole thing is getting sandblasted and powder coated, I don't care how many marks I make on my trailer. I have my center spot marked right here. The other thing that I like to do is take a piece of cardboard that's got a straight edge, put it up there, and just run a line so everything is centered up. Take my center mark, make sure it's all lined up. And we're just going to do a starter just so I can see where it's at for each of these holes. Take our template off. I have my holes. Like I said, if you're going to do a lot of this, you should use drill oil. I'm not for this video, just for the sake of time. Next step is to deburr the holes. I'll show you on the front side. It's the same way. You don't normally need to do this on the front side. They're normally smooth, but this one's a little rough. Take your deburring tool, point in, just give it a couple spins. And there you go. Rinse and repeat on the other side. And then just do that for every one of your side markers down the road. Okay, just a reminder, after you've deburred the holes and you have all of the components out, it's a good idea, take your side marker and just do a test fit, make sure everything's okay. And we're good. Nice and centered. It'll look really nice up here. We have completed all of the holes for the parking lights, or the trailer lights, the running lights, whatever you want to call them. So both sides have been done. We even have the holes in the back where we're going to put the red rear running lights. We're not going to put any in here because the trailer ramps come down. So we're going to put the 3 in the center, and then these running lights will suffice for the side. I was originally going to do the traditional 5, but with the trailer ramps, I don't want to take any chance of breaking the lights. As I'm going to build out the holes in the mounting for my 7-pin box. Now, a lot of folks will take their 7-pin harness and they'll just splice right into this and then heat shrink it all up and run it all the way back through. Well, I'm not going to do that because I'm going to tuck all of my wiring up underneath my trailer in wire loom, make sure it's all watertight and waterproof, and so I don't want to just hook everything up and run it down the side. You know, with the number of lights that I have, I want to be able to, you know, do waterproof tees and have everything nice and clean. I'm running that harness into this box. And you can't see it on the video because it's black, but on here at the top there's a color for each wire, but at the bottom it tells you, you know, ground, clear, left turn, brake, right turn, etc. So based on the harness and what goes to what on the harness you purchase, you can match it up to the 7-pin on your vehicle, and then you can match it up here. And then from here, I will be running everything back down the left and right side of my trailer. E-brakes, you know, running lights, left turn signal, etc. So much nicer. This is going to tuck up underneath my trailer. It's completely waterproof. It has inserts that you can put in here. These slide out, and it comes with other pieces that have holes in them that you can just slide right in your wires through, and it stay nice and watertight. And there's a cap that goes on this, just like that. 2 screws, and it holds everything together, no problem. When I go to secure this wiring, one of the things that I don't like is these cables, they tend to be very loose. They have to have some play for left and right turn and hills and things like that, and we're going to do all that. But I'm going to take this wire where it connects into that box. I'm going to put 2 of these 1/2-inch you know, wire harness mounts. I'm going to put them on, and then I'm going to secure anywhere from 2 to 4 of these to the trailer. Because, you know, trailers sit outside, these plugs, you know, they're exposed to the elements and whatnot. So cap on. So when the trailer is out in, you know, it's just being stored, I can protect the 7-pin connection with waterproof. My wiring box fits perfectly inside of the U-channel here. You know, I measured and purchased the right one for my application. You can see I've got the holes drilled for it on both sides. One thing to note, for me, you know, I have another channel here. You know, the outside channel is welded into this inside channel, so I don't have to worry about you know, any kind of elaborate bolting system. What I'm using are these black iodized. These are M14 3/4-inch bolts. I got a box of 50 of them off of Amazon for like $7. 3/4 inch is just perfect. It goes into the hole and secures this and keeps it nice and tight. There's a hole already here on the other side. It's already an M14 hole, so I'm going to just reuse what's already there to hold the wiring clip that I'm going to mount on the opposite side. So right now it's just a matter of figuring out where I want these. It's about 10 inches to the box. So I think I'm going to put the first one here at 3 and the second one at 7. So we'll go on the inside at 3 and at 7. After you've drilled your holes, make sure you use your deburring tool and clear out any of the deburring. This doesn't fit on the other side, so we'll get some sandpaper to do the other side. The holes for the brake module, the battery module, is they're a little bit, the case is a little thicker than for the wiring harness switch. What we're going to do, it's still the same M14 hole. I'm going to use, when I mount this, I'm going to use 1-inch screws. The wiring junction box, 3/4 inch is fine, but 3/4 inch on these just doesn't quite make it. So we're going to go either 1 inch or 1.25 inches after I measure it and order those. But I have M14 inch and a half, which, you know, that's too long. So we'll either go with 1 inch or 1.25 inches after I did do the measurements, and we'll go and pick those up. The battery box, we're going to mount it to the trailer right here. This is the hole that I made for, you know, to hang the wiring harness on. There, and then there, and there. This battery box, we're going to mount it right there. So, still forward of the tongue, out of the way of the cables, very easily accessible, you know, for future maintenance, things like that. It's out of the way of any of the marker lights. It's out of the way of the chains, you know, up here. So it's just a really good spot to mount this. So this is where we're going to mount it up. can see where my punch made its mark. We're going to drill that out. We will secure the battery with that one screw, and then we'll punch and mark all the others. The final few things I'm going to show you on the trailer prep for the lighting and the wiring harness is we have drilled the holes for the floodlights that we're going to run down the side of the trailer. There's going to be one mounted here and then one mounted on the inside on the same screw. We've put the holes in the trailer deck to drop the wiring through, as well as a hole for the wiring on the bottom here. On the taillight housing, we have drilled a screw hole or bolt hole on both sides, one for each side, to run a floodlight to the front, from the back to the front, so you can see your trailer mounting points, your wheels of your car, and all that kind of stuff at night. And we've put a hole in the side to run the wiring through to the harness. We've already removed all of the components, the wench and the battery box and storage box and the things like that that you've seen earlier in the video. We've already pulled that stuff off and put it up on the shelf. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, we are going to put underglow LED lighting on this trailer in the four corners. We've got the holes drilled to mount those lights, as well as a center hole for the wire to come through. Since we're running wire looms, I have placed every foot down my beam. I have this L channel steel that runs on both sides of my trailer, and every foot down the trailer I have a spot drilled for my wire loom harness clips or mounting points. So the wire loom will be run all the way down both sides and secured all the way through. 3 holes that make a triangle. I have a grounding block that I'm putting on my trailer. It's a 2-prong grounding block. I'll put a link into the description when we do the wiring videos for you. So I've pre-drilled my blocks for my my ground block. Here is I have a 1/2 inch hole that I've drilled through so I can run my wires back from the tongue back to the trailer. So that's the last component. I know you can't hardly see that hole. It's a little difficult. There it is, maybe a little bit better. Thank you for watching our video. Once the trailer comes back from powder coating, we will be creating videos on installing each of the accessories and components, the wiring harness, and the LED lights. Please hit that subscribe button to get notifications of our upcoming videos. Have a great day.